Hey everyone, Untap Your Go here, and today we were playing Abzan, Mutate, and Standard. What we're trying to do is get Scute Swarm into play and have 6 lands, so that way anything that we mutate onto it is going to become a direct copy, and we can just create swarms of Migratory Greathorns, Gemrazers, Chittering Harvesters, Nethrois, and the like. And then to back that up, we also have another really good target, Fearless Fledgling. This card is surprisingly really good because it's just a good threat on its own, it grows on its own, and it's evasive, and then being able to stack the counters onto all of our mutated creatures is fantastic. Then we have Lotus Cobra for some mana acceleration, and Gilded Goose for mana acceleration, as well as also being another evasive threat that we can mutate onto. And then we have some removal, Bloodchief's Thirst, and some Hagra Mauling. Then we have Agadeem's Awakening to be able to bring back some of our creatures if they end up getting dealt with. We have a Chittering Harvester at the top end to make our opponent sacrifice creatures, and a few Turntimber Symbiosis to be able to reveal the top and get one of our good creatures into play. And then that's the deck. As far as the mana base, it's just a few Temples, few Triomes, Fabled Passage. We want to play a lot of basics because we're playing Migratory Greathorn, Fabled Passage, and we want to make sure that we have targets always throughout the game. And that's the deck. I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check it out, as well as a link to whatever shirt I am wearing today, if you want to check that out as well. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks a lot. Consider leaving a like and a comment, as well as all the other stuff. And let's take us into some games and see how we do. Okay. We're on the play, and this is a pretty good hand, so I'm going to keep it. Keep our 4th land. Now I'm okay with just drawing an action after that. I think we'll start off with the Lotus Cobra, and then on our turn 3 we'll be able to have the mana to double spell. Temple of Malady for our opponents. We're up against a form of Rakdos, potentially. Like Rakdos Sacrifice. Oh, that's just Jund. Ozolith, ooh, okay. I should have added the white. I see you on Horn Beetle. I'll add a white, play our Fledgling, and then I'm just going to Bloodchief's Thirst. Crack them off for our opponents, pretty good. Migratory Greathorn is probably better. A lot of black. Got our opponent down to 9, and they're in a lot of trouble unless they have like a Storm's Wrath, maybe. Okay, so that's going to get pretty strong pretty fast. Oh, that's just brutal. Doesn't matter what color I get. I'm just gonna make an infinite army. Didn't even search a white source this game. So I don't need to attack with that. Or this. Or this. I guess I'm just gonna attack for 5 in the air. Game opponent. Hey everyone, I just want to take a quick second to give a shout out to my sponsor at Aries Inc. They're locally owned here and operated in New Jersey, and they make custom t-shirts and designs for your needs. I wear a different design every day, and I hope that you consider checking them out. If you want to, I will leave a link down in the description, and you can use the code UNTAP, all in capital letters, to receive 10% off of your first order. Thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, our opponent is on the play, and our hand is a little slow with the tap lands, but we do have a Gilded Goose and a Cobra, so I think we're okay. Might be able to ramp out a Chittering Harvester pretty quick. I'll start out with the Temple of Malady. I guess actually we don't mind that. Run out the Temple of Plenty and scry again. We don't want that. And then we'll run out our Goose. I'm playing Kroxa, so this is black-red. Heartless Act in the grave, something also to keep note of. Alright, so play the Cobra first. What's that double white? Doesn't matter. Get our Fearless Fledgling. Now, if our opponent doesn't have some removal, they might be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, definitely holding up removal. So let's add the black source. We're going to try to mutate onto our Fearless Fledgling and hope that that gets through. Alright, opponent lets it resolve. They might kill it afterwards, just to get another card into the grave. Alright, I'm not sure what our opponent's holding up. So they didn't just, okay. They decided not to kill it in response to the mutate, but then at that point it's too much. That's fine. We're gonna pitch a land even though it's gonna bolt us. That's okay. So I'll run out the Temple of Malady. That's good. Add a second black. And our opponent is at lethal range next turn if they do not deal with our Chittering Harvester and the Gilded Goose. That might have squeezed them out of lethal. It's still going to be close because we're going to get 3 land drops. Well, we'll start with this. It doesn't matter what color. And we have exactly lethal in air unless our opponent can kill one of the creatures. Okay, they got it. I'll grab another black source in case we draw into another Hagra Mauling. We have all this mana with nothing to do with it. I'll just sacrifice it to gain the life. We don't need the mana. Still a few cards away from having Kroxa. The one few flaws of playing Murderous Rider or any adventure cards. He's playing a lot of adventure cards actually. Bone Crusher Giant too. They're kind of counterintuitive. Land's not great. And our opponent's going to start gaining 3. Well, I guess we hold up the lands. Alright, Bone Crusher for our Lotus Cobra. That kind of stinks. Gemrazer's good. That's not good for us. Alright, opponent's in a pretty good spot. They managed to turn this around. And we're drawing dead. Still run out this Gemrazer, but it's just gonna die to whatever we block. Scute Swarm's good. That might save us if we can live to see one more turn. I think Kroxa just does it though. Ooh, he's still one card away. Okay. We'll have enough after combat. You should have attacked with everything. You would have had lethal. It's okay. Still not in a bad spot. It just depends on what our top deck is. I think I have to discard the land. As scary as that is. And that doesn't do it. Good game, opponent. And we're on the play, and our opening hand is again pretty nice, so we're going to try it. I'm actually going to start with the Fabled Passage just to make sure that we have it. Search up the white source. Scaring is for opponent. I'm actually going to save the second Migratory Greathorn for the Scute Swarm. There's still a few lands away from actually benefiting. So grab black source in case we need it. Strength for quite a bit of damage. The Orva is pretty good for our opponent. I think what we actually do though, play another Fledgling, mutate again onto this one, get a few more basics. So grab another green, and then we will grab black source. Opponent is very close to lethal already. Resting Beast for our opponent is pretty good. I think I kill the Scutes so he can't gain any life. Our opponent scoops. We are on the play again. Our opening hand is pretty good, so we're going to try it again. Alright, opponent is taking a mulligan, and we are going to run out the goose first. Turns on the mono white plan so far. We could play out our Cobra. And we'll just pass. Okay, Luminarch Aspirant's not bad. I could kill that in Migratory Greathorn. So doesn't actually matter what we scry. We're gonna lose it anyway. Just shoot it for a green. Add the black and kill off the aspirant. I say that's a pretty good turn 3. Right, I playing Clerics. Gemrazer's not a bad card either. So I think we just double up on the Greathorn, get enough mana for our Nethroi next turn. Grab a swamp. Add another green. I can actually mutate this onto the Cobra. And I could have mutated again onto the Greathorn to grab more lands. But I don't think at this point it matters. Another Cleric. Life's Bond. Definitely not taking that block. And we have nothing that Nethroi really wants to bring back. So it may not be necessary to play that just yet. That's better, just like to mutate onto anyway. Let's see if he feels like chumping. Okay, our opponent destroyed our Migratory Greathorn. Though I honestly think Scute Swarm was probably the bigger threat. I can take 10 here, it's not that big of a deal. So I could buy a Lanty and gain some life, but I'm not going to get any lands for Scute Swarm to really matter, so I think just mutate onto Gemrazer. I meant to mutate over the Scute Swarm. I thought this was already mutated onto something. That's fine though. Yeah, that sets us up a little bit safer. I could attack and put our opponent down to 4 unless he blocks. I think I want to keep this up as a blocker though. And then we can mutate the Biollante onto the Auspicious Starrix, gain a bunch of life. Alright, that's kind of a scary card, for sure. I think for now we just make the copy of the Scute Swarm and that's okay. We'll just mutate onto the Starrix. Now I think we're in a pretty good spot. Attacking is still relevant though. See what our next draw is. I don't think Fledgling is really what we want. For now, we just keep passing until we can just break their defense. They're gaining life back, which is a little scary, but we have the means of gaining life ourselves, and plenty of mana to do so. So I think as far as the grinding matchup, I think we got this. Okay, another land. Doesn't matter to me. And we still just keep passing it up. Alright, Heliod's pretty scary. Opponent's still pretty far behind on mana, so they can't actually give anything lifelink. So we just keep gaining life on that plan. Fearless Fledgling. Keep passing it up. Now this is the point where it's depending on our top deck. Which is fine, we'll still just chomp. Decides not to give it lifelink. If we can just get like one more land or one more... Yeah, this is fine. Well, now I can just like start chipping away a lot of their life total. So I'll just start getting in for chunks at a time. Next turn we should have lethal. And maybe not. They can give all their creatures lifelink, which is actually kind of made this whole attack counterintuitive, right? Sure. Righteousness? Who in the right mind? Opponent's made back at 24. We've made virtually no progress on that attack. That was just a mistake on my part. Opponent's still not going to attack. In the meantime, I'm going to gain life. Now me and my opponent are back to even. Fabled Passage is really good. Since our opponent has no flyers, we'll just go ahead and get in for 4. 47 triggers. Yes, my army. Well, I was going to swing for that. I'm pretty sure my opponent would be dead next turn regardless if he gave everything lifelink. Let's see. Yeah, opponent has given up. He's seen enough scutes. Okay, we are on the play, and our hand is very good, but we need a third land. So we're going to try to find it with the Temple of Malady. Never punished. Up against life gain again. Always with the turn 2 Hallowed Priest. It's the same thing as a turn 2 Johnny's Pridemate. We'll start with the Scute Swarm. I land apparitions, pretty good. Let's play out the second Scute Swarm and then the plains. I'm just gonna hold off. Draw a land from our Greathorn. Turns the cloning process online. Another speaker's pretty good. Skyclave Apparition is really good. Okay, so we're just gonna chump. Another land is good. Alright, we just need to hold off for like one more turn. That's scary. I'm not quite sure what my opponent was up to with that. Yeah, just to get the 4/4s. That makes sense. Mutate onto the Scute Swarm. No attacks, keep up the blockers. The Skyclave Apparition's pretty good. I think I just lose, right? Yep, good game opponent. It's good to see Angel of Destiny actually get in there. I've been meaning to see this card be good. And we just couldn't get there. Hey everyone, welcome back with the wrap up, and today we went 3-2 for a pretty good finish. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and if you did, please consider leaving that like in the comment down below, as well as hitting the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. And also feel free to check out the link to the description to the deck list if you want to try it out yourselves, and if you do, let me know how you do in the arena with it, and feel free to leave any suggestions for cards that you think I didn't include that I should have, or something that might have caught your interest or maybe even sparked a new deck idea. So thanks again for watching everyone, and I'll catch everyone in the next video.